Hi there and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be talking about my T.rex singles ranked in least favourite to favourite. So that's 22 singles in all, and it's just T.rex. It's not Tyrannosaurus Rex or Marc Bolan. I'm going to be giving you the chart positions in the UK top 50. I'll be using this book as a reference. Much better than Wikipedia, don't you think? And I'll briefly talk about the B-side. And if you haven't already watched it, check out my previous video, which is the T.rex albums ranked, okay? There aren't really any big surprises in my order. T.rex career was really in two halves. You had the Tony Visconti produced stuff, which was the most successful, and then you had the later stuff, which is produced by Marc Bolan, but all great in my opinion. Okay, that's just a selection of my Marc Bolan books I have there. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you the year it came out, the song came out, the chart position, and the B-side. Okay, so let's get started. In at number 22, my least favourite T.rex song is London Boys. There it is. And this reached number 40 in 1976. The B-side is Solid Baby, which in my opinion is the better song. London Boys, not one of my favourites. Lyrically, I don't think it was particularly good. It's very repetitive. It opens up with the chorus, which is a bit of a strange thing to do. I've heard a demo version which was far superior, but I do like the production and the strings on there are good. Okay, so that's the London Boys. Okay, next one, number 21, a single from 1974, Light of Love. And this reached number 22 in the top 50 UK charts. It's okay, it's catchy. And it was more of a bigger success than the previous single, which we'll get onto very soon. Just, again, lyrically, I mean, even the title, Light of Love, is not really that inspiring for me. But yeah, it's pleasant. I can't really say any more. B-side is an album track, Explosive Mouth, from a couple of years ago. And it's from the Zinc Alloy album. Next up, at number 20, Zip Gun Boogie. Now, when I first, I went to the record store and bought this without having heard it, because back then, Marc Bolan's profile was not very high, so he wasn't getting the airplay, he wasn't on TV. I don't think he was living in the UK then. And I got home, put this on, and I thought, oh no, this is not a great song. However, over the years, it has grown on me. It has got a good heavy rock riff. It's great performed live on the Don Kershaw show in America. He performed it. And also T.rex, the tribute band, do a pretty good cover of this. So that's Zip Gun Boogie. It reached number 41 in the UK top 50. B-side, I think I've already told you that, Space Boss. Okay. At number 19, the very last T.rex single from 1977. Look at that picture sleeve there. Celebrate Summer. 10 years of hits. I like this. Great production. Clearly influenced by the punk movement that was happening in the UK in 1977. Sadly, this did not chart, and I never understand why, especially as he died and this was the current single. Now, you would have thought it would have got airplay, but I think the radio just wanted to play his past big hits and not his current single, which was a pity, because it's a good song. yeah, lyrically it's not great, but it's fast. I do like the guitar solo in it. It reminds me of something the Jam would have done at that time. The B-side is I've forgotten. Oh, Ride My Wheels. Yeah, it's an album track from about a year, the previous year. Okay, so that celebrates summer. A good song. I like it. Next up at number 18. Now, some people would put this a lot higher, and it's from 1976. It's I Love to Boogie, and I put that little sticker on the sleeve there. Now, this one reached number 13, which was a bit of a comeback after his previous single, London Boys. So this is probably his most, or one of his most mass appealing songs. A lot of people love this. A lot of people know it. It's a kind of song that a 5-year-old toddler could bop around to, and also your grandmother at a wedding. It's that sort of song. But yeah, it's a good sort of 50s style rock and roll song, the sort of thing Marc Bolan loved. And apparently he copied Webb Pierce's song Teenage Boogie, almost note for note, apparently, or allegedly, I should say. But he wasn't sued for it. So that is I Love to Boogie. I think his last top 20 hit in 1976. Okay, next one. At number 17 from 1975, it is Dreamy Lady. Not a bad song, quite soulful, sort of a mid-tempo song. Again, lyrically, I'm not crazy about it. It reached number 30. I think people, well, I expected it to get a lot higher, especially as the previous single had done well. 2 tracks on the B-side, both covers, Do You Wanna Dance and Dock of the Bay, with lead vocals from Gloria Jones. That is Dreamy Lady, and that's my pick for number 17. At number 16, from 1977, Dandy in the Underworld. Sorry, Dandy in the Underworld. And this, unfortunately, did not chart. Love the song. It's from the album Dandy in the Underworld. But this is a different mix. I know they had to change one of the lyrics. The word cocaine was not allowed, and it was changed to T.rex. But yeah, something about the mix I don't like. I don't know if it was re-recorded or remixed, but it seems a bit flat compared to the album version. But it is a great song, and that's Dandy in the Underworld at number 16. Okay, at number 15, Laser Love, and this came out in 1976, and it reached number 41. Now, this one has a great sort of a Rolling Stones riff, a little bit like Brown Sugar, and I know Mark loved that song. It's got a lot going for it. As I said, it's got a very catchy riff, it's got hooks, it's got a chorus, it's kind of a rocking number. Something lets it down. I'm not quite sure what it is. It could be the production. It could be there's a bit of organ in it that Mark tended to use a lot in his later singles that I wasn't crazy about. But yeah, Laser Love, good song. I think it should have done a lot better than number 41. A great B-side, an acoustic number, Life's an Elevator. Beautiful song. Mark should have done a few more like this, I think, towards the end of his career. But yeah, check that one out. Okay, next up, at number 14, his last chart hit is The Soul of My Suit. And this was from the album Dandy in the Underworld. Yeah, there's something about this song that I really like. It's quite It is soulful, but it is a rock song. Great guitar solo in it. It's got a good vibe to it, and he's done some good TV performances with this song on not only Top of the Pops but Supersonic and maybe Get It Together, which were kids' TV shows at the time. Okay, B-side, All Alone, a great song from Futuristic Dragon. Okay, so that's Soul of My Suit. And at number 13, from 1975, New York City. And this was a bit of a comeback hit for him. I wasn't crazy about this at first, when the first time I heard it. It's just really two lines that are repeated over and over, but it is a kind of a fun song that just makes me smile, really. Crazy lyric, but you know, that's what we loved about Marc Bolan and T.rex. B-side is Chrome Sitar, which is an album track from Futuristic Dragon, although that hadn't been released at the time. So this was a new song as well. So that's New York City from 1975. Okay, right, next up at number 12, Truck on Tyke. And this was from 1973 and it reached number 12 in the UK charts. B-side was a new song, Sitting Here. Okay, so this one I really like. A slight change in sound from the earlier T.rex numbers. A little bit repetitive is my only complaint. He could have perhaps used some different words rather than over and over, truck on, truck on, truck on, you know. But it's a good song. I enjoy it. Great production by Tony Visconti. And it reached number 12, as I said, which was kind of seen as a bit of a shock at the time, because he had a run of top 5 hits, I think there was 11 top 5 hits consecutive, and when this reached only number 12, it was a bit of a shock, and you know, a little bit worrying when you were a dedicated fan like me. Okay, so that's Truck on Tyke. At number 11 is the follow-up to Truck on Tyke, called Teenage Dream, or Whatever Happened to the Teenage Dream. This also from 1973, although it wasn't released until 74, I believe, from memory. Now, this reached number 13, which was one place lower than Truck on Tyke, and I had high expectations of this because it was such a different kind of song. It was a ballad, I suppose you'd call it, with a lot of strings, quite a long song, with amazing lyrics. I love his lyrics on this single, especially the one, all was lost when her mouth turned green, whatever happened to the teenage dream. I love it. A classic T.rex song, Teenage Dream. Right, this is where we get into the top 10. So there aren't any surprises here. I'd like to know what order you'd put them in as well, so don't forget to leave that in the comments. At number 10, this is perhaps a bit low. I mean, these could be in pretty much any order. His first T.rex single and his first major hits song, Ryder, White Swan. This came out in 1970. It reached number 2 in the charts. It was in the charts for a long time, I remember. It was released the end of 1970, but it was still in the charts in 1971. The B-side, 2 tracks, Is It Love and Summertime Blues, which is the Eddie Cochran cover version. Both great. Ryder, White Swan. It was almost like Tyrannosaurus Rex with an electric guitar. Love the guitar solo in this. And there's no drums on this song, which something I didn't realise until years after. Okay, Ryder, White Swan, my number 10 pick. my number 9 pick from 1972, Solid Gold, Easy Action. What a song. This is very fast paced, almost pre-punk. I believe the Ramones were a fan of this song. It's one that doesn't get enough recognition, I think. You know, some of the bigger hits you hear often in adverts and things, but this one you don't hear very often, and I know it has been covered, but not too many people cover this one. Great title, Solid Gold, Easy Action, great lyrics, a short song but fast paced and a bit punky. B-side was, or I should say is, Born to Boogie. Mark loved the word boogie. I think it's the third song he had with boogie in the title, and that's a great tune as well. Love it. Okay, this, by the way, this was the very first T.rex single I went into a record store and purchased with my own money. I just thought I'd put that in there. At number 8 from 1973, The Groover. And this reached number 4 in the top 50 charts. Great song, quite a hard rocking song. Fantastic intro. Mark knew how to do great intros, as we'll talk about later. B-side is Midnight, another quite heavy rocking song. Yeah, quite a low position for Mark at the time. He'd previously had all his songs had been bigger hits, but number 4 is quite respectable, I think, and that's The Groover. Right, number 7. A lot of you might think this should be higher. Hot Love. And this reached number 1 in 1971, and it was in fact number 1 for 6 weeks. What a song. This is where T.rex really became a force to reckon with. I mean, they'd had Ryder, Swan previously at number 2, but this was number 1 for 6 weeks. Mark had a full band, a 4-piece band. He'd started putting glitter under his eyes on top of the pops. You know, big things were happening then, and it was a great time. I think this came out in the summer. I remember My Sweet Lord by George Harrison also being number 1 in the summer, and it was a wonderful time. I was only 11, but I do remember this well. Okay, and the B-side, 2 great tracks, Woodland Rock and The King of the Mountain Cometh. Great. I mean, what a fantastic record to have, you know, with 3 fantastic songs. Okay, Hot Love at number 6. Now, talking of great intros, 20th Century Boy, and this was from 1973, and it reached number 3 in the charts. I believe it entered the charts at number 3. It stayed there for 3 weeks, which was so annoying. I expected it to reach number 1, but it didn't. I think this has got the greatest intro of any record, really. Certainly any T.rex record, but you tell me a better intro in the comments. I'd like to see what you come up with. It's become, over the years, this has become one of his classics. If you buy any T.rex compilation, this will often open the album. It was also used in the 90s in a Levi's advert starring a young Brad Pitt. B-side is a new song, Free Angel, which is also pretty awesome. So yeah, this has got so much going for it. A great production as well. 20th Century Boy. Right, excuse my voice, I'm getting a bit hoarse. At number 5, this would be many people's number 1 pick, but he's got so many great songs, or T.rex have. Get It On Bangagong. This came out in 1971 and reached number 1 in the UK charts and number 10 in the US charts, where it was referred to Bangagong. B-side, Raw Ramp. Raw Ramp is one of his best B-sides ever. And it's incredible that Raw Ramp was not on an album. Really, it's you know, I'm speechless why it was never on an album. But that's how good the quality of the songs were at this time, that he could put songs on B-sides. You know, that was fantastic. Get It On, Bangagong. Oh, and by the way, I've got a re-release with this cover here, which apparently there were some picture sleeves, I think a limited edition or something, or maybe it wasn't in the UK, but that's the original single sleeve. Right, top 4. What do you think's coming next, guys? At number 4, from 1972, Children of the Revolution. One of his best known songs, reached number 2, should have been a number 1. Fantastic B-sides, Sunken Rags and Jitterbug Love. What more can I say? Great strings, great production. Yeah, Mark just knew how to write these incredible hooks and riffs. Okay, so that's Children of the Revolution, my number 4th pick. Number 3, from 1971, Jeepster. And this reached number 2 in the UK charts. Unbelievably, Marc Bolan didn't want this released as a single, and it was released without his permission, because he left this label, which was Fly, to form his own label with EMI, which are the other singles you've seen. Okay, that is Jeepster. B-side is Life's a Gas. Look at that amazing picture there. Sometimes this is my number 1 pick. It's kind of a bluesy rocker that Marc Bolan did so well. Okay, and there's Jeepster. Right, there's only 2 left, guys. You probably know what they are. Number 2, Telegram Sam. What a song. Now, this is the song that probably really got me into T.rex. I'd been watching Top of the Pops, which is the TV show in the UK. T.rex were on performing this, and I was just I was just starstruck, really. I was 11 years old, and to see this man with his guitar, with these amazing sort of satin and lurex clothes, with that curly hair and glitter under his eyes, strutting around, being so sexual with it. It just it was such a big influence on me. And I remember after Top of the Pops, I used to love to draw in those days, and I just drew Marc Bolan with his guitar. And I had that picture for years. I don't know what's happened to it. And it wasn't bad for an 11-year-old kid. And I just drew it from memory. Yeah, Telegram Sam, what a great song. Rocking, bluesy, great lyrics, great B-side, Cadillac, probably my favourite T.rex B-side, and Baby Strange, which is featured on the album The Slider. Okay, right, my number 1 T.rex single from 1972, Metal Guru. This reached number 1 for 4 weeks and was his last number 1 single. For me, this is the perfect pop song or rock song, whatever you want to call it. It's perfect. Production's perfect. You've got this kind of wall of sound production by Tony Visconti. Lyrics are incredible. It's short, just over 2 minutes, catchy. You can't get it out of your head, you know. It was just great times, great days. It was in May as well, and I'm not sure how many years old this was, but that's my birthday in May, and it was just happy, you know, sort of spring summer days in 1972. If only we could go back, eh? Great B-sides. Woo! Thunderwing and Lady. So that is it, my top 22 T.rex singles ranked, and in at number 1 is Metal Guru. Okay, that was it, guys. Thank you so much. If you've watched this far, I really appreciate it. I'd love to know your thoughts. Do you agree with my order, or would you have done it slightly differently? Anyway, that's it for now, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.